All right, I'm back, and I'm back with some gloves because the heater in this office is not working. That is just my luck. It is freezing in here. I noticed it wasn't even turning on. My hands are ice cold, so I'm wearing some gloves right now in hopes that I can get a little bit warmer in here. But let's get back to the news. And Young Buck's $740,000 music catalog sale has sparked a legal battle between bidders. Let's go over the article. Young Buck is auctioning off his music catalog, but the sale has created a legal battle between potential owners. According to court documents obtained by All Hip Hop, Structured Asset Sales objected to the winning bid lodged by Middleton Open Season Partners. The back catalog is being sold as a part of Buck's bankruptcy case, with Open Season's winning bid coming in at $740,000. Structure Assets have claimed that they could bid more than the $740,000 the catalog appeared to be sold for. They are also the same firm that sued Ed Sheeran for alleged copyright infringement over his song Thinking Out Loud. Through their lawyer, Open Season said Structured Asset Sales is nothing more than a disgruntled potential bidder. Structured Asset Sales, through its principal, David Pullman, received the solicitation email and made no efforts or attempts to contact the broker or to participate in the bidding process for the property. The continued Structure Asset Sales finally discussed the property with the broker in mid-December, almost 6 months after the solicitation email was sent and almost 2 weeks after the sale motion was filed. Structured Asset Sales, now realizing that it slept on its opportunity to participate in the bidding process, seeks to object to the sale motion and disrupt the private sale to Open Season. The Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals, as well as multiple other lower courts in the Sixth Circuit, have stated that frustrated bidders do not have a standing to object to the sale of the property. A broker working on the behalf of Young Buck solicited offers for his catalog last summer, with all bids due by July 14th. Open Season have urged the court to allow the sale to proceed and have requested a breakup fee of $25,000 if the catalog is auctioned again to cover expenses. When sold, the fee will cover all of the former G-Unit rapper's outstanding debts, including child support, his mobile phone bill, and a lien owed to the Department of Treasury worth $200,000. So it's interesting. So basically, a different bidder wanted to bid more than $740,000 for this. But the other bidder is saying, listen, you snooze, you lose. You're too fucking late in this. And they're saying if it opens up again, they want the previous bidder that bid at $740,000 wants a $25,000 breakup fee for all the time lost and the expenses and stuff. So to be honest with you, I'm surprised the catalog of what I want to know that. Like, I wish I knew the details of this catalog. Like, if I had Buck here, if he could, legally tell me, because I don't know, there's probably legal limitations on what you could say when it comes to these situations. But I would like to know, what parts of this catalog is being sold. Is it publishing? What's going on here? And I'm assuming it's the projects released under G-Unit, the Straight Outta Cashville and Buck the World album, those two albums. And at $740,000, I think it'd be worth more than that. There's obviously a bidder trying to bid more than that, because $740,000, based on it, because a lot of factors play into it. How much percentage does Young Buck own? That's the number one question. If he owns a small percentage, then clearly Young Buck's catalog is worth a whole lot more than $740,000. Let's just say Buck. I'm just gonna throw a number out there. Let's say Buck only owns 10%. I'm not saying that's what he owns. I'm just throwing a number out there. 10%. At $740,000 at 10%, this thing's worth what? $7.4 million, basically. I know Buck's catalog is definitely worth more than $740,000. I think Buck obviously selling his portion, but we don't know how much of his portion he's selling and what side. Is it publishing? Is it licensing? Is it what's going on? Is it the ASCAP writer thing? Whatever, all that stuff. There's a lot of different aspects of music that I'm not fully. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not fully aware of, but there's a lot of different tiers and stuff that you can sell. Catalogs go to a lot of different sections when it comes to the music industry. So it's funny that there's now a legal battle between the bidders. I keep taking my glove off because I can't move the laptop without my fingers, which is stupid. I think I should add some gloves with some holes in it, but I wasn't anticipating having to wear gloves. And they're putting out a lot of lint and dust in the air, man. I feel like I'm breathing this stuff in. These are some construction type of gloves that I found. But yeah, we'll keep our eye on this, man. Maybe Buck's catalog might go for more. Maybe Buck actually wants that. But we'll see. We'll see. There's an interesting thing. So speaking of Buck, he stopped by Steve-O's podcast and did an interview. Steve-O went to Tennessee and did an interview with him. And Buck, listen, this is why I always call 50 Cent corny for going at Buck and Banks, because especially Banks has never said anything negative about 50, like in the public, ever. So when 50 does that, super corny. Not just corny, but super corny when it comes to Banks. It is corny when he does it to Buck. I get it. I get where 50's coming from. Me personally, I wish I could interview both of them. Buck's kind of already spoke like his point of view on things, but I wish I could ask 50 more. Because here's the thing. What 50 would do if I were to ask him, he would troll and he would say Buck's into transgenders and all this other stuff, and it'll completely sway the whole conversation somewhere else. With me, I wouldn't allow that. You know, I would constantly press the question, because a lot of people have allowed that and just laugh at what 50's saying and, you know, be like, oh, that's the reason why 50 doesn't fuck with them. No, that's not the reason why. There's a lot more deeper things that we don't know. I know money is a huge factor into it, because 50s feel like he's owed some money. But Buck's like, listen, I paid a lot of the stuff that you've wanted, and you got me stuck in the contract, and now I'm stuck in another contract, and I have to file bankruptcy to get out of this contract. And this is the second time he's had to do that. So just a weird story overall of the fallout of these two, which is unfortunate. So in this clip, Buck basically is pleading to 50, like, why are you doing this to me? Why don't you want me to feed my kids? Basically is what he's saying. So let me play the clip. Let me find the timestamp, because I had it on here. Let's see.
He filed I think a $250,000 claim, but this was 3 years ago, and I knew it was a lot of bogus. I didn't know why he was making that claim, but he never provided anything in regards to the claim. You know, with that kind of money, you're gonna have some kind of track record of bank documentations or anything. So this was 3 years ago, and I don't know why he made that claim, but what's so interesting is, before I got here, that's why I was a little bit late, I'm actually in the process of just now getting to the dischargement of my bankruptcy, and they made a claim probably like 5 hours ago for the same $250,000. I'm like, what? Are you serious? Even the attorneys is like, this is about to be wrapped up. You know, you had 3 years. You passed over 2 or 3 deadlines. Y'all haven't said nothing. So I think a lot of it is just, I don't know what I did to do to make him actually want to see me not feed my children and stuff like that. I never had, I just don't know what 50's his own, you know, person and stuff like that. But I would never wish death or want to not see him be able to feed his family. And yeah, we had our misunderstandings. I don't even call them beefs and stuff like that. But yeah, we had our misunderstandings. But to do some of the things that he's done in an attempt to try to discredit my name, discredit me as a person, to damage my character out here, and you know, put out all this false narratives of different things in regards to certain craziness that I've went through. It's just like, you rich, my man, you still doing your thing. I love your TV show Power. You know what I mean? Why are you doing this to me? You know what I mean? Like, bro, we was once brothers, y'all. You know, I've always looked at you as big bro. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I made mistakes too, but I've never did anything to try to take food out of your mouth or stop you from eating. So it's just like, see how aggressive he is towards me. It makes me feel like, damn, is you trying to gyro me too? You think, like?
So, you know, the interesting thing about this is Buck is basically saying, why are you doing this to me? What's the whole, you know? And that's another question that myself would have loved to ask, and I talked about that a little bit earlier, but I think 50's doing this just for the fact that, one, he can, just for shits and giggles. Two, he feels like, listen, I put you on. I helped you throughout your whole career. And then you yell FG Unit. You join up with Rick Ross at one point, and join with Lil Wayne at his peak in 2008 when he was doing his thing, and you start doing all these weird things. But my question is, that was long time ago. When they came back in 2014, and in 2015 they released the 2 EPs, the Beast is G Unit and the Beauty of Independence. Actually, they released the Beauty of Independence late 2014. Early 2015 they released the Beast is G Unit. But when that whole momentum was going and there was supposed to be a G Unit album, what happened there? Like, when I asked Kid, he gave me kind of an answer, but it was like, still, even Kid didn't really understand, because he was like, he said it felt like, we it would seem like we're cool on camera, but then like once we're off camera, everybody had their own issues with each other. But Kid's coming into it like, yo, I'm new. I don't know what the hell, what history you guys have, but I'm in this. I love it. Let's do this thing. Everybody else kind of had their own issues with each other, is what Kid said. So my question is, why weren't these things hashed out, figured out before they all got back together as a group? I think that should have been something that long time ago should have happened. Because I loved seeing Buck back in. Loved seeing Banks again. Like, this Final Lap tour would have been so much better. No disrespect to Busta Rhymes. No disrespect to Jeremiah. No disrespect to Uncle Murda. So much better if Banks and Buck were on it. Like, it would have been 10x, 20, 30x what it was. Hell, just Banks coming back would have been amazing too. Like, seeing Yayo 50 and Banks would have been amazing. But seeing Buck too, oh my God, it would have been basically a G Unit tour. And I would have loved to see it. I probably would have bought like 3 or 4 tickets everywhere in America just to watch it. Because I had a chance to watch it multiple times, but I was so busy and had the Get Rich documentary and a bunch of stuff going on that I just kind of couldn't, see everything. But yeah, I agree with Buck. When I get the chance to interview him, I want to definitely deep dive a little bit more into it, because, to me, some of it doesn't make sense. But yeah, I agree. He's 50's taking it. We don't know the history. Obviously, I don't want to say that 50's being harsh, because Buck could have done something that really, really, hurt 50. And 50 probably was like, damn, you're my brother and you did this, so I don't know. I don't know the whole history. I looked it up. You guys know me, G Unit. I know basically everything that there is to know in terms of the public. But, I don't know. It's crazy, man. It's a whole crazy situation. But I hope they for the third time finally squash it and just move on. 50 just needs to let that, like, look at that. He's ready to discharge his bankruptcy, and they filed a $250,000 claim again. It's like, bro, just at this point, you're just fucking with him. So yeah, we'll keep our eye on this.